Welcome to 5 Minutes for Good, a place for leading voices to share initiatives that go beyond the commercial. In this second series, we're focusing on travel in Asia. We'll hear the flip side and discover what the travel industry is doing for good in that region. Following a short intro, guests will be given their 5 minutes for good, firing up the engines, inspiring action, and making us think that was 5 minutes well spent.
5
minutes for good. Welcome, Candice D'Cruz, to your 5 minutes for good. Thank you for joining this series of the podcast where this time we're focusing on travel in Asia. But before we get into your 5 minutes for good, tell those who don't know you a little about yourself.
Thank you for having me, Phil. My name is Candice D'Cruz and I lead luxury for Hilton across Asia Pacific. Incidentally, I've just celebrated 2 years in the region. I am of Indian origin, but I call Dubai home, having lived there for over 2 decades. Now, moving into Asia Pacific and being based in Singapore has been an incredible experience. Just learning the region, meeting amazing people, and really understanding its diversity has been thrilling. I'm excited to share a little bit more about that with you today. And of course, my 5 minutes of good.
Fabulous. Well, we're looking forward to that. In fact, we've come to that moment where I say to you, Candice, this is your 5 minutes for good. Over to you.
In my 5 minutes, I want to talk about female leadership and how women can pay it forward for other women. If I can start with my own leadership style, it has always been about leading by example. That means showing up with kindness, creating space for others, and giving women real opportunities to grow. There isn't enough kindness in the world, and small moments of generosity, whether a word of encouragement, a listening ear, or a chance to shine, can make a huge difference. You never know what someone is going through, so these little acts really matter. Even a brief conversation, a coffee, or a small gesture of support can pay it forward in ways you may never see. Now, let me give an example. Before I moved to Hilton, I met a woman in her mid-40s who had taken a 9-year break from work to raise kids. She had 2 children back-to-back, and as women, were the only child bearers. So that responsibility remains with us. She wanted to re-enter the workforce but couldn't find a break. Her profile was shared with me with another woman in the industry who said, "Hey, she's amazing. Why don't you just meet with her?" So initially it was just a coffee, but I quickly realized that she was so talented and experienced. The only thing I could offer her at that point was an internship. So she became our oldest intern in the company. She was supposed to be with us for 6 months, but ended up staying with us for over a year. Now that helped her regain confidence, manage work-life balance, or as I call it, work-life integration, and find her professional rhythm again. She learned how to balance her day at work, but also her responsibilities at home, as well as navigate stakeholders and truly rediscover her own strengths. Incidentally, she recently reached out to me to share that once she had moved on, she joined an agency and now has joined a restaurant group in Australia. A journey that started with a simple opportunity to give her a chance to get started again. Now that to me is what it means to pay it forward, helping others without expecting anything in return. At Hilton, we also create opportunities for our team members to thrive beyond work. Our Thrive Sabbatical program gives our team members 4 weeks of paid time off, plus funding to pursue passions or meaningful projects. On my own team, one of our team members decided to rediscover her love for dance and most recently performed a show in Singapore. It's a clear example of how women can pursue personal growth alongside professional excellence. We don't need to choose. We just need the right support system and the network to pursue our career, our passions, and our personal life simultaneously. True female leadership shouldn't be about quotas or ticking boxes. I surround myself with women because of their skills and what they bring to the team, not just a percentage. Women often bring nurturing nature, emotional intelligence, and the ability to multitask. Now, these qualities are essential in today's world, especially as mental health and well-being are so important. Leadership is about creating environments where women can lead, influence, and shape the future, while also fostering kindness and support for their teams. We've made some great progress in hospitality. Women are now leading in operations, corporate functions, finance, HR, and beyond. But there's still a lot of work to do, from executive chefs, F&B directors, engineers, and strategic roles like development and asset management. These are areas where we can make leadership more inclusive through mentorship, training, and creating pathways. So what advice would I give women? Keep your hand raised, ask questions, take stretch opportunities, embrace your journey. It will not always be linear, but every step adds to your story. Travel, expose yourself to the world, and learn different cultures. And above all, lead with kindness. Stay accessible and lead by example. Because kindness doesn't cost anything, but it can change everything.
Well, Candice, one of the things I will definitely take away from this is lead with kindness.
Yes.
I think that's a fabulous mantra to give to anybody, from a child to a fully grown adult. I'll go with the emotional intelligence side. I think that the world is a lot better when you've got, as I've got Rebecca as my business partner. So the yin and the yang, the balance is super important. Well, multitasking, that goes without saying, really. I'm useless at that. So it's to hear that. But this is the moment where I have to ask you to drop your guard and go a little off-piste by me saying, if there was one thing you could do for 5 minutes that isn't necessarily for good, what might that be?
If I had 5 minutes, I'd probably go on a dinner date with my husband. I think it's not really happened in a long time. And I think he'd really value those 5 minutes of just Candice and Carlton. No distractions, no noise, just the two of us.
And what restaurant might you go to?
Anywhere, truly anywhere, as long as there's champagne.
Oh, fair enough. That's a given. I feel like we're doing Desert Island Discs now, but you can have the champagne and you can have your 5 minutes for good with your husband. That sounds absolutely fabulous. Well, Candice D'Cruz, thank you. That was 5 minutes well spent.
That was 5 minutes well spent.